This video has been sponsored by Affler and Retainful.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the One Shopify Podcast. I'm your host Aashika, and today's episode is all about speed. Not just the kind that loads the website, but the kind that gets products into customers' hand in 30 minutes or less. We are diving into the world of hyperlocal delivery and how Shopify merchants can now compete with the big players in quick commerce. And who better to guide us than Ashwin Kumar, the brain behind the hyperlocal app for Shopify. Ashwin's built solutions for top South Indian brands like Ramraj Cotton and Supreme Mobiles, and now he's helping D2C brands keep up the dominance promise. Ashwin, welcome to the pod.
Hi Ashika, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So yeah, let's rewind a bit. What inspired you to take on the challenge of hyperlocal delivery for Shopify?
To be very honest, it was by accident. We were actually building a omni-channel solution for a large-scale retailer who's our enterprise client, which is Ramraj Cotton. We were trying to figure out a structure where we can bring in a complex pricing structure for them inside the Shopify. And we have actually created about 4 to 5 versions of it, and all the 4 versions had to be scrapped. At that juncture, we actually happened to get a requirement from a client from Bangalore, and the brand name is called The Pet Project. And they have about 15 locations when they started, but today they have about 17 and they're expanding. So they had a very unique requirement, which is that they wanted the ERP system to be integrated with the Shopify, and likewise they wanted the third party logistics also to be integrated deeply with our private app. So that's how we started with the journey of building this quick commerce solution. And over a period of time, we happened to get a lot of insights from ex CMO of Nando's. We had also had a support from ex COO from Nando's. Nando's is a meat brand based out of Bangalore, which has got like 40 plus locations, and they were pioneers in the quick commerce division. So they have about 40 plus outlets, and this CMO and the CEO were the ones who were actually building this quick commerce for Nando's. So they had a lot of expertise and a lot of years of experience working with them. And with their guidance, we were able to build this robust solution for Shopify, and we were deploying it for the pet project.
Right, right. And when did you see the first 30 minutes promise shift to e-commerce?
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
When did you first see the 30 minutes promise shift from the pizza delivery to e-commerce? I mean, when did it happen exactly? 30 minutes delivery.
This 30 minutes delivery we were able to achieve after 2 months of launch for the pet project. We were able to fine tune it, tweak it, and understand how the logics work and everything as such. So we were able to get this to the point of getting this deliveries within 30 minutes. And likewise, we were able to identify that when it comes to quick commerce, we need to work on various radius levels, right? So if a customer is more than say 5 kilometers away, which is away from the window of 30 minutes, then we don't showcase as 30 minutes. We showcase them as 90 minutes or something. So based upon the distance of the customer, we will be able to change these things. So typically it takes some time for us to understand and then tweak it, and we have tweaked it, and it has worked really well for pet project.
Right. What were the first hurdles you faced trying to bring quick commerce into Shopify's ecosystem?
See, after starting out with the pet project, we had requirements from a lot of D2C brands who have only one location, which is their warehouse, but they want to get into the space of quick commerce. But being with the Blinkit or a Zepto or any other quick commerce, Instamart or any other solution provider today, you are well aware that the commission percentage there is about 20% or a 30%, or based upon the category it even raises to 40% and above. But if literally if the brands are going to do this, then what happens is that they're actually working for these aggregators, They are not running their own company, right? So what we did is that we actually happened to help these brands by creating and working with some third party dark warehouses. And these dark warehouses also had fleets on their own. Sometimes they didn't have the fleet of their own. So what happened is that we happened to provide them a solution in a way that it is a hybrid model. So not all products will be available in all the locations. So keeping in that mind, what we did is that we created a system where there is a primary and a backup concept, where their original warehouse will become the backup, and those cities which they are offering the dark warehouses, which are having the dark warehouses, becomes the primary. So as a customer, they get to see both the inventories together. And when they are adding to cart, in the cart we will display saying that, hey, these are the products which you will receive today, and these are the products which you will receive in 2 to 3 days time. So based upon the choice of the products that the customer is taking up, so this becomes a much more clarity for the customer, and they are also not hounding you back saying, where is my order, where is my order, right? So this is one of the strategies that we are building for the B2C brands as such. And we are also able to expand this further we have also got a lot of interest from food and beverage industry. Typically there, the Swiggy and Zomatos of the world are charging hefty commissions, but whereas with our system it would not be so.
Yeah. Let's break it down. What does it actually take from tech to logistics to deliver in 30 minutes?
See, there are multiple gears here. One is that you need to have a robust front end, which we are happy to say that Shopify is the one which delivers the robust system for Shopify, the front end as such. And likewise, even the back end of Shopify is also supportive in a nature where we can customize it however we would want. So in this scenario, if you see that that is front end being taken care of. Okay. But after that, there is something which is called integration with the ERP or the POS system. So the ERP and the POS system should have a required APIs or webhooks in place where it can support inventory syncs as near to real time, like 5 minutes once, or a 10 minutes once, or a 15 minutes once. Typically, in the case of the pet project, they are actually not dark stores. They're actually physical stores. So there are customers who are actually coming to the stores and making the purchase. But at the same time, I need to also make sure that the inventories for which our customers are placing the orders are not having a bad experience, because the stock would have been only one there, right? There in the store, and the customer would have come to the store and they would make the purchase, right? So there is a typical locking mechanism that also needs to be there when through the POS of the ERP system. As and when the order is received from Shopify, we push it to the POS system directly. So the person need not log into a third party screen or something like that and access it. It's like a typically yet one more order. And as the order is confirmed, automatically even the stock being at the store, even if some customer who walks into the store and tries to make the purchase, it will be blocked. So this gives a 100% clarity in terms of what needs to be done. Okay. Then as and when the store staff raises the invoice, automatically the third party logistics is called upon. But this typically will work for a brand which has products which has shelf life for a longer tenure. But when it comes to restaurant or quick servicing restaurants like in a QSR, right? So there, what happens is that as soon as an order is being placed, we will be timing it in a way that within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, based upon their SLA, the brand's SLA, we will auto trigger the third party logistics. And even in the third party logistics, we cannot work with just one person, because probably the riders are not available to come and pick it up and deliver. So what we have devised is a system where we have multiple logistics in place. So whoever is available, let's say we have partnered with Ola, we have partnered with Shadowfax, Delivery, Porter, and many more others. So whoever is the nearest and who is accepting the service request immediately, the first person will be assigned to that, and the store also will be informed saying that this is the person who's coming for this particular order number, and they get to dispatch it to the respective rider. So from there, the tracking starts with the third party logistics. We showcase that to the customer through a tracking mechanism, and then the orders are delivered to the customer.
Right, right. That is pretty well outlined thing. Right. And what are the most important data sources a brand needs to enable hypothetical delivery?
See, the key important thing is that one is the identifying the customer where they are from. Based upon that, we will be able to direct them to the nearest location, or based upon the permutation combination that we have set in the backend, we will display that particular relevant inventory. That's point number one. That's the very key aspect of it. Second is that we all in a scenario, certain scenarios we don't need the pin code also. Okay, or we don't need the geolocation of the customer. Some in the scenario of pet project, we don't collect this pin code of the customer, we don't collect the geolocation of the customer. What we do is, like, we know that it is going to be coming at the Shopify checkout, and there they're going to enter the pin code anyhow. So there, the data, when we are collecting the data, there is two methods of collecting data. One is in the beginning of the website, or at the end of the checkout. In the checkout, based on the checkout, we change the logic. Okay, so understanding the client's requirement is what the most important aspect. If the client is saying, hey, I need 30 minutes delivery, then we need to collect the pin codes of the customer in the beginning, and they will be having in a specified locations that will be going to that particular location. But if a customer says that, what, I can do the same day delivery, I don't need to be rushing around for 30 minutes delivery, then we don't need the pin codes here. So typically, if you see in Zepto or a Blinkit or a Swiggy or anything, we are mostly dependent on the app, and you're recording the address only one time. So what happens, that engine, you don't need to enter the pin code again and again. But when it comes to Shopify as a website, we need to enter the pin code. Otherwise, the system will not understand what it is, right? So they don't have the data of yours, right? So that is geolocation becomes the primary. Second, the data is, which is really, really critical here, is when it comes to quick commerce. You don't have the time. You have to deliver it quickly to the customer. So the inventory becomes most important critical aspect. And finally, the third part is that the logistics side of it. It has to be enabling where the riders are available and they are able to deliver it to the customer in the set time. Because for the rider, it doesn't make sense. For him, he is just picking up and he's delivering the order. He doesn't have a time boundness saying that 30 minutes I have to deliver. Nothing like that. So it's important to have three aspects, which is the geolocation of the customer. Second is understanding the inventory. Then third is the logistics. So these are the three critical data points that brands have to look for.
How does this hyperlocal app integrate with the existing POS or ERP system?
This happens through the API or webhooks. API is typically, you are aware of what API is. So application protocol interface. So basically, it shares the data from POS system to our middle layer, and the middle layer, syncs it back to Shopify. So that's how we do the integration. And some cases where we, for instant updates, we get it through webhooks.
What are some common mistakes merchants make when trying to implement this hyperlocal delivery?
The common mistake is that people. I did have a client who was asking about quick commerce, and they wanted to implement for their brand, and they have also about 22 locations. And when we are giving out the information that these are the complex systems that we will be deploying, and these are the costs that is going to be involved, they were trying to cut cost. And they were trying to cut cost and say that, hey, what, I can do this manually. I will have the store managers do the access of all these things. But typically what happens is that, we have seen that happen with a pet project, where, in between for a week's time, we had to pause our app because, the advisors there, they were saying, like, does it actually work? can we actually see whether it is translating them into sales, or is it actually helping the operation side of it? They wanted to do that. We were also open for that kind of an experiment, and we paused the app for almost a week. Just in 3 days or fourth day, store managers and as well as the regional managers started calling us and saying, like, we need this back. The reason is because the time consumed for processing these orders manually and coordinating, getting the inventory updates, pushing it back, there is so many gears which is being taken care on an automated basis. So it's like typically, you're trying to save cost, but at the same time you're actually putting more human effort. You're putting in more pressure on yourself and your staff, which is going to break.
According to you, what will be the best products that can be given in this quick commerce? I mean, best suited for hyperlocal delivery.
See, the first preference, what I would put it as, is the what do you call, the station, like, staples, or in terms of grocery items. These are the things that we would first prefer, because these are high consumed items. Like, we need to replenish faster, right? So there is a requirement there. And the second is, like, in this itself, I would say equivalent to it is the restaurants. Restaurant businesses need the quick commerce. It's whether the Zepto or Blinkit came today or tomorrow, doesn't matter. But they do need this kind of a model in place, because Swiggy and Zomato are already there, and they have given the habit to the customer of ordering online and getting it delivered at home. And when the customer is already adapted to it, why not just tap it and utilize it and make it to your own brand on your own website and own mobile app? Another important aspect here is that you can be in Zepto, Blinkit, Swiggy, Zomato, whichever it is. You don't get the customer data at all, which is a very big red flag, and which you cannot do. What do you say? Retention marketing is not something that you can do. You will have to be dependent on what exactly those guys are offering, right? So when I started this particular, the model as, omni-channel and the quick commerce, which is like 3.5 years back, that time the share percentage of Swiggy and Zomato in the restaurants were only less than 20%. But today it has gone to about 30-35%, and some brands even have 40%. Think about it, like, 40% of your revenue is eaten up by marketplaces, and still you don't have the customer data, right? So there is Rapido, who is also entering into the market, but again, they are being as a marketplace. They are not giving a loyalty to a particular brand. So if you want to create the loyalty, if you want to create the retain the existing customers who already know about you, who are already aware of your product, I think, you need to look into getting the restaurant businesses into having their own brands, websites, and as well as mobile apps to do these services. And there we have seen a lot of brands which are already doing it, but they're all in the much bigger brands, like Wow Momos. Wow Momos has got about 400 plus outlets, and they have the fund to do that. But think about a restaurant chain which has got only about 10 or 20 locations, and how would they be able to do this, right? So it is infrastructure intensive, and it takes a lot of time for them. So these are the first two people that I would look at. And followed which, today the apparel industry is also going through a lot of change. So in the apparel industry, and you can see also the FMCG products, like, you can also talk about, snacking brands, coffee brands. All these things are also something that, you can tap into the quick commerce today. Typically everyone is there in the quick commerce space. You can name, even iPhones are being delivered on the quick commerce, right? So there is no hard fast rules to say that, these are the people who are supposed to be in quick commerce. It's all about how you are able to engage the customer, get them to use your services and be happy about it, and get them to come back again and make the purchase again, right? So first two, then I would say apparels, then the last would be the, accessories and all those things. No one says that, I need a shoe today, I need a shoe, like, the next 1 hour or 2 hours, right? Typically, if I want to buy a shoe, I will go to the nearest store and I'll try it out myself and then buy it. So I don't know whether how the quick commerce will work for them, but I have seen Zepto and Blinkit, launching some shoe brands, and then after closing it down, and then again they are trying with the new brands as well. We don't know how things are going to happen, but I can tell you for sure, pet project, the pet related products are having a high retention rates. Like we are able to see typically in any apparel brand, you will see about 20% to 30%, which has got a very strong brand presence. They will be able to achieve even 40% of the existing customers. But with the pet as such, it's like we have seen customers placing 18 orders in a span of 6 months.
Let's talk outcomes. Can you walk us through a before and after story from one of your brand partnerships?
Yeah, so Pet Project is a perfect example. So before they were actually processing all these orders manually, they were typically getting all their orders through WhatsApp. The store managers will receive the order details in the WhatsApp. They will pass it to the central team, and the central team will be like organizing the logistics partner for them, manually again booking it. Then again from the logistics team, they're either booking in porter or delivery. They have to identify whether they have to check whether this particular rider is available in this particular platform or not, and then again inform the store that, hey, this is the rider's name, this is the rider's phone number, please contact him when he comes to the store. This, you can pass this order to him. They were receiving less than about in the entire month, they were receiving it less than about 100 orders. But today, as they have grown, today we are able to see they are able to easily process about 600 to 700 orders in a month, on an average I'm talking about. So typically in 6 months period, they have delivered about 4,233 33 orders, and averaging it out, I would say 600 to 700 orders per month is what they are doing right now. And they are scaling it up. Now they are able to get more confidence. Okay, the system is robust, there is no issues as such, and everything is going smooth. Now they are able to scale it up. So today, if you see, everything is semi-automated for them, because they wanted it in a way that it is semi-automated. Because typically, let's say when an order is received, they want it to be pushed to the POS system. Before that, they have a check the stock is available, because in inventory, what happens is that the system might show one or two is available, but in the physical store, it'll not have any product at all, or probably the expiry date is gone, or probably while just bringing and packing the product, it could have get damaged, right? So all these checks and balances needs to be there. So all these things are now semi-automated with them. And as I did mention to you, before and after launching and pausing it for a week actually made them tense, and they were under tremendous pressure. They were not able to lift their head also from their work. And now after putting it back, their operations is going very, very smooth.
Okay. What kind of impact have you seen on return customer rates or average order value post, hyperlocal rollout?
Yeah, as I was mentioning to you, the pet project, there they were able to get customers over about, retention rate is now peaking at 55%. So the customers, we have seen customers placing orders from 15 orders to 18 orders in a span of less than 2 to 3 months period. Once they get to see that, what I'm getting, their customers are actually getting a lot of breather now, because they need not worry about whether these products will go out of stock and again have to reorder. It will take a day or two for me to get the stocks. Not necessarily, because here now what happens is that we have actually deployed a very complex system for pet project, where it hops from one store to another store based upon the inventory availability. Let me put it this way. So it's here that, as soon as the order is being placed by the customer, the order, we try to identify which all the stores have all the items of the particular order. If the customer has ordered 10 items, we try to identify what all the stores have all the 10 items. We then find out which store is the nearest to the customer, and then we assign those orders. So now what happens is that I need not have all the inventory of the customers in one store. I can have, I can spread it across various locations. right? So based upon that logic, we are able to see that a lot of customers are coming back again and again. They are not worried about their stock being depleted and putting the orders in the last minute. They are not getting worried at all. They just going to the website, they are able to place orders, and they're able to get it within stipulated time period.
Do hyperlocal brands need to adjust their, pricing strategy for to deliver faster?
So it's a very good question. So it depends upon brand to brand. If you see that, we have seen this in the D2C space, where when a brand is getting started new, when they're deciding on the product pricing, what happens is that they include the cost of the logistics, packing. They also include the cost of various other factors in terms of human interventions to everything, and then based on that they derive on the price of the product. But here, when it comes to brands, when quick commerce, it depends upon varies from factor industry to industry. If it is going to be packed foods, there is already an MRP. I cannot change the price there. I have to depend on the existing price, right? But there, what I will do is I will negotiate further with the vendor who's supplying it to me, so that I can get the best price possible there. And second is that in terms of they have to factor in the cost of the logistics is the one of the key driver here. So if they are not able to calculate that logistics cost and have it in the optimum level, doesn't matter how much of quick commerce you do, you will still be bleeding there. It is about the unit economics here, right? So that is the most important aspect. So logistics cost, and as well as making sure the product pricing is also apt in a way that it is balanced in a situation where they are able to serve the customers through quick commerce.
How do you automate logistics coordination, especially when relying on third-party delivery networks?
So, as I did mention to you, since we have integrated with multiple partners, we try to give them we send it across to all the partners at the same time.
Mhm.
And based upon who is accepting that order first, will gets the order assigned. So we have built again there another complex structure in a way that we are able to send out these signals and get the response back in fraction of seconds that these people are not there. If the system is not able to identify a rider, it retries again in less than 2 minutes again. So again, there is a third step which comes in, like again they are trying again. So it's up to 3 times we keep trying. If the logistics team person is not available, we do also have a customer support module, which these particular orders will automatically go to the customer support module as a on hold status. And the customer will be automatically intimated by email and SMS saying that, hey, your order has gone on hold due to the delivery logistics partner not being available. So, how many times in the 6 months period we have got into that situation? I would say probably 3 times.
So how important is driver tracking and real-time delivery data for customer trust?
See, for food and beverage and for typically any quick commerce solution for that matter, tracking a driver, people, when it is out for delivery, automatically people mindset is like, look at the Swiggy or a Zomato or any kind of an app which has tracking. Hey, you know what? Where is my driver? Why the hell is he taking so much time? Because we know the order is out for delivery, so we are getting excited to get that order, or either I'm too hungry to get that order, right? So it becomes a very important aspect to have the delivery tracking mechanism there. Otherwise, it is going to be difficult for your customers.
For a Shopify brand listening today, where should they start if they want to explore hyperlocal?
First, we need to understand what is our strength in terms of let's say I've already made an impact in the industry that I'm serving. I'm already having a lot of volumes in terms of the business that is coming in. And then you need to start drilling down on the data that you already have, which is from your existing customers. Identify if your existing customers are from tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. If your customers are from tier 1, tier 2, typically you can take care of the quick commerce aspect through dark warehouses, or you can set up your own dark warehouses and get the work done, right? So if in a scenario that if it is going to be tier 3 city, okay, then it becomes an issue of logistics. In logistics, we don't have you know, Uber and Ola is not available in tier 3 cities, most of the tier 3 cities today in India, right? Like that, if you see even Swiggy, Zomato's being there and operating in a very minimalistic scale, because the typically the restaurants there will be like maximum will have a radius of 5-10 kilometers, and you know, everyone's house is nearby, right? So that is the only key thing, that when it comes to the third party logistics, in tier 3 city is much weaker today. But if they are in tier 1 and tier 2 cities, if you have most of your customers on the tier 1 and tier 2 cities, then I think, you know, it's a very good opportunity for you to explore the quick commerce.
What's the one operational change they absolutely need to make before any quick delivery?
See, it depends upon case to case basis. Okay.
Mhm.
So one of the operational challenges that I've seen brands in quick commerce is that, you know, whoever is distributing for Blinkit or a Zepto, there I have seen that, you know, they don't have a proper visibility of their products in across of locations of, you know, Blinkit or Zepto. So what happens here is that they all of a sudden you receive a request for 5,000 products, right? You know, requirement from the Blinkit or a Zepto, and you only have a stock of 3,000.
Mhm.
That predictability is something that is missing, because you don't know what is the consumption that is happening at the quick commerce in the marketplaces. But here you can get the you know, understanding from your own website what is the requirement is happening and all those things. So it's a operationally you will have to keep checking frequently and then optimize it. There is no standard template to say, hey, these are the operation changes, or these are the operation challenges that you will face, because brand to brand, the model to model, everything changes.
What kind of, is there any delivery promises shorter than 30 minutes already on the horizon?
We are not trying to get there yet, so we are still yet to prove ourselves in 30 minutes itself.
Okay. What
So
kind of, talents or roles do quick commerce businesses need to hire earlier than the traditional brands?
see, the roles are like, you know, the person, whoever is handling the marketplaces should be aware of how the quick commerce systems are operating. See, for everyone, for that matter, I cannot go and say, hey, I need a quick commerce expert today, and tomorrow we have that person there. It's everyone is entering into the quick commerce space just recently, just in a year or a 2 years and above, right? So, how many brands can get ex-employees of Zepto, or how many brands can get ex-employee of Blinkit? Right? You cannot. There are so many thousands of brands which are available in the market today, but the staff who are equipped with the quick commerce are very, very less. So, getting the right expert for this for this particular brand is going to be very, very difficult. For that, what I would recommend is it's a learning experience. How it is going to work, for like, you know, I have seen clients coming up to us, and this is a way early stages when we were building Shopify storefront, and which we also do even now. But at that time, you know, when they come, they say like, you know what, I did a website, I did an e-commerce store, which is on WooCommerce or on Shopify itself. You know, we have seen customers, but I was not able to get any kind of a conversion. Can you just say that, hey, you do this A, B, C, D, you will get it? No, you cannot. It is a learning curve. I need to understand the site, I need to understand the target audience, I need to understand how you know, like that. If you see, I need to understand how Blinkit works, I need to understand how Zepto works. So model for each and every marketplace is different, and you cannot have one market expert there, right? So it's all about learning curve, and I would say getting people who are curious about what needs to be done are better choice than getting someone who's got an experience.
How do you see this changing physical retail and warehousing for D2C brands in the next few years?
Yeah, see, typically I would say there will be offline and there will also be online, even after, let's say, even 5 to 10 years down the lane.
Mhm, mhm.
Think about it. What happened in COVID? Everyone got mad. Everyone got tensed. Everyone were stressed out because you were locked in the houses.
Yeah.
We as humans need to, participate by going out. We need to participate in terms of, spending time outside. That actually, refreshes our mind, thinking process to everything. So obviously there will be physical and there will be online, but it's just that it will become together as one. Today we have two separate worlds, but there it will be like one world where online and offline there is no any line between them. It is all interlinked. So today people are talking about more than omni channel. They are talking about unified channel. What is unified channel? As a customer, I get to browse the products online. I'm making the discovery online. I'm trying to understand how which brand is good. I try to see the reviews. I do all those kinds of research. But after going to their website, also I hesitate to add to cart. So what I get to see now, I get to see, let's say, for example, you see, perfect example is Carrot Lane. In Carrot Lane, I get to see all the products which are on the online store. And let's say, for example, I want to see which product is available in which store, I can get to see.
Mhm.
Still I can get to see. Or if I say, like, I want to see only of one particular store products, still I can do that. So what happens is that line between the offline and online will get eradicated, and it will become a unified commerce. That is what the world will be moving towards.
Yeah, now it's time for the rapid fire round. Are you ready?
I was not aware of this, but yeah, you can go ahead.
One city you think is leading in quick commerce adoption.
Bangalore.
Okay. Most underrated tech challenge in Hyperlocal.
Logistics.
If brand volume is still under 100 a day, is it too early for Hyperlocal?
I would say yes.
Fastest delivery you have seen Shopify merchant complete?
Fastest.
Yes.
Uh, we have done it for less than 18 minutes.
Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, we have come to the end of the podcast. This was such a paced and, fascinating conversation, but absolutely intense. A huge thanks to you, Ashwin, for breaking down the behind scenes of hyperlocal delivery. And it was really interesting. And to all the founders and marketers listening, if you have been thinking speed is a luxury, this episode proves it's quickly becoming a requirement. And yeah, thank you, Ashwin. Thanks for coming to the pod.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe to the One Shopify podcast, drop a review, and share this episode with a founder who still thinks 2-day delivery is fast enough. So, yeah, see you all next time. Bye bye.